Oh, he going through the whole mountain. That's crazy as hell.
Right?
They basically got it to where like there ain't nothing he can't do.
Pretty much. What's going on, guys? Welcome back to another Infinity Gaming video, a discussion. I'm here with LMAOMack. I'm Doublepulse. And today we're going to be talking about The Legend of Zelda Tears of the Kingdom.
Hmm.
Man, oh man, this is interesting. I know you have a couple screenshots and gameplay. We'll bring them up here in a second. But I watched the gameplay footage and I've been seeing a bunch of people talk about it. Everyone's hyped for it. I'm excited. Are you excited for Tears of the Kingdom?
Yeah, I've been playing Breath of the Wild, so just trying to catch up on that. And I like the concept of the game. I think one of my favorite games of Legend of Zelda was Twilight Princess
Hmm.
back when I was younger. So I like how it looks. I like where they're going. So and right now, Breath of the Wild is a pretty good game. So shoot, we're just gonna have to, what I'm
Yeah.
saying, just get into the nitty gritty.
Legend of Zelda Tears of the Kingdoms comes out on May 12th. That's actually kind of hard to believe. It literally is, it's 21 days away, or at least at the time of recording this. It might actually be out by the time you guys see this video. But the thing that I find very fascinating about this is like when you think that Nintendo cannot change the formula or add to the Breath of the Wild formula, they do something that just catches people off guard. And that is the whole like fuse mechanic added to it.
Hmm.
So there's a lot to digest because in the gameplay footage, they showed off a couple of their little mechanics, which was the fuse mechanic. And before this gameplay even got uh like announced or released, a lot of people were almost worried. I don't know why, but people were worried that this was just going to be a $70 DLC to Breath of the Wild.
Hmm.
And by the looks of it, it does not look like that at all. Like, sure, they're using a somewhat same version, but better version of Hyrule.
Right.
But the gameplay mechanics, the things you can do in it, in the story, is probably going to be different enough to the point where this is a very well deserved sequel. So I don't know where that $70 DLC price tag comes in. Maybe the fact that it's just like they think that they could jam pack everything into the Breath of the Wild, but I don't know, man. You have the video that you have the video that you can bring up because
Yeah,
I want to
I got the third trailer ready that they dropped.
look at the beautiful Skylands. I think the Skyland. Would you say the Skylands alone is enough to be like, yeah, this is more than just DLC?
Yeah, so most definitely.
And then you have like Link falling down into the
Oh,
into the sky.
he got like some tattoos going on too.
Bro, not even just that, but like he's letting the hair grow out.
Hmm.
There's so much more that they added with this that I'm just curious about. Um I kind of hope that dungeons make a return. I know dungeons have been sort of a thing. Even the villages look different. Just they definitely updated some of the mechanics.
Yeah.
There's something I am curious about, and I am replaying Breath of the Wild. Like it's a game that I have played, but I never really, unfortunately, got to complete everything in it.
Yeah.
But maybe it is to you, but the trailer kind of alludes to me like this is an alternate universe of Hyrule, if that makes any sense.
Okay.
Like, I could be wrong. I'm not like too deep into the lore to know what goes on, but it just seems like the way that it's presented, it doesn't feel like it's the same exact Hyrule from, Breath of the Wild. Like it's an alternate version of it.
Right.
the one thing I was kind of hoping for, even though we don't necessarily know for certain,
Hmm.
it would have been cool to see if there was any sort of, multiplayer mechanic to this game, like, co-op with you playing as Link and somebody playing as Zelda, but it doesn't look like they're doing that, which is fine.
Yeah. I mean, I will say though, it's gonna look like there's gonna be a whole lot more to do in this one.
Bro, just the mine carts and the added weapons and
Yeah,
forging.
yeah. This looks like it's gonna. I will say this one looks like it's gonna top Breath of the Wild. To be honest with you, ooh, those are some big dudes right there.
Tell
Hold
me about
on,
it.
hold on. We
What
good.
the fuck?
Looking like Link got some. Is that Ganondorf? Hold
That
on.
that is. I'm like,
Shoot, looking like Link gonna have some type of evil abilities and stuff too. You see how his arm was glowing and stuff with the sword?
yeah. That's what's a trip about it. I don't know how many people commented on that from what I've seen. Like
Hmm.
everybody was excited to see Ganondorf, but if Link is turning into Ganondorf, that's a kind of a, or like
Or like
even
gaining
dark.
abilities like Ganondorf.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I mean he's got that new arm that he's got that allows him to like that fuse things. But it gets me thinking, like with the fuse mechanic. That
Yeah.
mechanic alone, I feel like, is going to change the the gaming landscape in a whole. Because I mean, maybe I'm speaking far fetched, and maybe it's just hype. But have you noticed that every time that Legend of Zelda or any huge game like open world that Nintendo seems to create and innovate off of a existing formula, other developers are soon to copy or try to do something similar to it.
Yeah. Yeah.
So, like, for example, many games started borrowing the climbing mechanic after Breath of the
Yep.
Wild had
Yep.
released. And it makes me wonder if, with the fuse mechanic of being able to take weapons from, other objects, is going to be starting to become a trend.
Yeah.
One of what's your thoughts on that?
I just think, yeah, that's true. You know what I'm saying? But I mean, that's what games have been doing for a long time. They piggyback off of each other. They take certain mechanics from other games and implement them into their own. Just like you said with the climbing mechanic, I've been seeing those in a couple games already. So one of them off the top of my head, Immortals, Phoenix Rising.
I knew you were going to
So
mention that.
yeah, you know what I'm saying? They implemented a lot of stuff from Breath of the Wild into that game.
Hmm.
So, but I mean, keep doing what y'all doing. Make y'all money.
Hell yeah.
So I don't see problems with it. Shoot, that's how everybody wins.
Hell yeah. Have you actually seen I know you saw the trailer
Mhm.
for this. Did you see the actual gameplay the gameplay reveal when they were showing the gameplay?
Just glimpses of it, but not the actual full thing.
Let's bring that up really quickly cuz that alone is there's a couple other ones that I want to talk about. So like as you see he's grabbing the branches, that's pretty, self-explanatory. But the fact that you could pretty much turn anything into another weapon and these people can use the weapon is alone a feature that I'm curious is going to have a lot of impact on the gameplay.
Yeah, like anything can be used as a weapon type stuff. So I wonder if you defeat enemies, do they drop anything? Oh, yeah, hold on. Soldier construct horn. Okay. So maybe you could like take materials that you find and even like parts of enemies, like the materials that the enemies drop when you defeat them. Maybe you could take those and craft a weapon or something. You know what I'm saying? Or use them to craft equipment that you can use throughout the game. Oh,
Yeah.
well, like he like that. He just did it. He put the boulder on the
Exactly.
stick. Shoot. Okay,
So
that opens a lot of creativity too.
the other thing they're going to show in this is is like, you know how they drop like little eyeballs and other weapon parts, like you, or body parts, like you mentioned, like
Yeah,
monster parts. So you can use that to even craft arrow. It's
yeah.
like different arrows and create like tracking arrows with like the keys eyeballs.
Okay.
So that alone, I think, has been pretty cool. Looks like right here you're gonna create a farmer's pitchfork, and that leads into a bigger pitchfork, which is cool.
Gives
Now,
you some range on your enemies too. Hmm. Okay, that's cool. That's really cool.
what I'm very curious to know is how's this going to affect the gameplay with the Master Sword? Because if you've seen promotional images of the Master Sword, you have seen the Master Sword look pretty much destroyed.
Yeah.
I am curious to know if the Master Sword is going to be able to fuse with other objects or other metals to create different effects with the Master Sword.
That'd be cool.
That would be pretty dope. Because, like, the Master Sword, I'm going to be real, like, even though I've always felt like the Master Sword, it kind of does, but for me, it never really felt like it lived up to its potential half the time.
Right.
Or like if it did, what is there to use it once if you have every single weapon, that you can pick up? What why bother getting a master sword if there's many other weapons that you can pick up and craft?
Right.
It would almost
Yeah.
be like the master sword be weak in comparison to some of the other weapons. So to keep that balance, to say why would I want to obtain it, and adding more functionality to it would probably be pretty cool.
Hell, maybe even throughout the game you could collect materials that you'll need towards like end game, and you can
Hmm.
even craft a more powerful master sword.
Exactly. Looks like they in the gameplay they're creating the like a puff mushroom shield to
Hmm.
create the effect of a smoke grenade or a smoke to block or to
Disorientate the enemy.
yeah, disorient the enemy.
Yeah.
When I was watching this gameplay for the first time, I almost completely forgot that they were already on a sky island. That
Hmm.
I just like the sky island seemed pretty big. Like I thought this, like I kind of almost forgot that he was up in the sky and that there was a like, hey, I thought this was on the ground, and I'm like, oh wait, no, he's still in the sky.
Okay, he can build himself like a raft.
Ultra hand, they can be detached. Like, dude, this mechanic can be copied, but I feel like I feel like a lot of the game development probably was trying to make this work effectively as it could.
I could say they probably took some ideas from Immortals Phoenix Rising because you could do stuff like this in that game too.
Oh, right. I completely
Yeah.
forgot about that.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's gonna be funny because once this game comes out, people are gonna be like, Zelda did first. Zelda did it first."
That's
Completely
usually
taken
how it
idea.
goes. That's usually how it goes though.
Big
What's the
IP.
battery thing for?
That you'll see.
Oh, okay. That's gonna be that's crazy.
It is pretty wild because like they were
That's crazy.
it just adds so much more to the game.
Yeah, that's crazy.
And then they're gonna add then you have the car and the flying machine.
Yeah,
Bro,
the
like
hot air balloon. Okay, yeah, that's crazy. Oh, that's crazy.
Right? People are losing their mind when they watch this.
Oh, that's dope.
So this is the other one I wanted to talk about. You remember we seen this in the trailer where Link's going through a bunch of ceilings and stuff.
Yeah.
Ascend ability. So anything that apparently I guess can be going, like you can go into a cave that has a ceiling to it. You
Hmm.
can then ascend into the ceiling and you don't have to climb as much as you used to.
Okay. That's crazy as hell. Okay, hold on. Oh, that's what they about to show right now. Okay. Oh, he going through the whole mountain. That's crazy as hell.
Right?
That's lit. They basically got it to where like there ain't nothing he can't do.
Pretty much. And the weapons that some enemies have are constructs and fused weapons.
Yeah.
So they not only are you going to have those weapons, but the enemies can have those weapons as well.
Right.
So you have to be on your toes constantly to try to get the moment. Like you have to be on your toes into whatever possibilities the enemies might have. So they might be
Right.
using those abilities against you. But I mean, look how big the freaking map is for the
For
Switch.
real.
Like
That's gonna be lit.
like I know that this game is engineered and supported to, work on a Nintendo Switch, but it kind of almost shows that the fact that the Switch can, still put out something like this
Mm-hmm.
is absolutely like it just shows that they're wizards at it, you know?
Man. I'll say like this, get your everybody get your little memory ready. Cause I already know that's gonna be a lot of memory, boy. Shoot.
Apparently, let me actually take a look at that real quick. How much memory? How many gigabytes is it? I looked it up once before. Legend of Zelda Tears of the Kingdom space requirement.
If it's not a lot of memory, that's impressive.
Let's see. Let me see. Oh my god, bro. You know, it will apparently it okay, in a way yes, but also in a way kind of no. So like it does take up a lot of memory for a Switch standards, but I'm looking at this article from Polygon right now that says
Hmm.
it takes up almost half of the Switch's storage. So it's about 32 gigabytes of flash memory on board.
Okay.
And the Breath of the Wild was 13 gigabytes if it was
Okay.
downloaded to the Switch. But what I am curious about is if you buy if you do buy the physical cartridge for
Hmm.
this game, if it's going to have 32 or if it's going to require a download. But yeah, you're right. Better get your memory ready, man, because the fact that this game, I feel like it's almost going to have this weird resurgence in the Switch's lifespan even more,
Hmm.
because it feels like back when Breath of the Wild just released for the first time, where everyone was talking about the Switch. The Switch is amazing, and it's going to be like the best thing. We got Legend of Zelda. It kind of makes me think that this is sort of like that mid life cycle point of the Switch, and that the mid life cycle point Tears of the Kingdom comes out, and that pushes the Switch sales to the second half of its lifespan.
Yeah, yeah,
So that's just my thoughts on it. I mean, there's a lot that we could cover and talk about, but I feel like we should probably wait till the game is released and we
yeah.
can play it, because
Exactly.
I'm super excited about it. I think the game is going to be obviously phenomenal. Even paying extra $10 for it is, I still think it's still going to be worth it. You're talking about Legend of Zelda.
Yeah,
You know, we've been buying games for so long. The $10 extra is not going to, it's not going to kill the experience or something like this.
right. Exactly.
Any other closing thoughts that you have?
Not really. Sure. I mean, I can't wait. I mean, it looks like it's gonna be phenomenal. So, sure, so I can go through mountains. Sure, I don't gotta worry about climbing like that. I said, shoot. And you saw how he just like was just skydiving straight down to into the fucking water. I said, yeah, that's gonna be dope. So
If they
I
got
got
if they got dungeons back too, if they bring the dungeons back, which looks like they did in the trailer,
mhm,
but
yeah.
if
And
they do,
how big it looks, they definitely got to have them up in there.
yeah. Well, I'm
So
gonna let you close this video off since I closed off the last one.
alrighty. So we're gonna go ahead end it right here, everybody. You know what I'm saying? Y'all already saw it. Shoot, Legend of Zelda, Tears of the Kingdom. Shoot, pre-order it. Get ready for it. Get your storage space ready. Shoot, looks like it's gonna be a epic adventure. So a lot of abilities, a lot of things to discover, and a lot of things to create from what it looked like. So shoot, I'm LMAOMack27. This is Double Pulse. We closing this thing out. Make sure you check our previous videos up in there. Hit us in the comments if you got any questions. And y'all know the deal. We out this thing, man. Catch
We
y'all on the
out.
next one. Peace.
See ya. Peace.